Hi, this is A.B Cole, the cybersecurity expert. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to the A.B Cole Podcast. This is the first session, and this session I'm going to be talking about user's guide to security. Somebody will say, well, I don't use computer. Yes, you do if you get on Facebook. You see that little thing you used to make phone calls? Maybe Android phone or iPhone, that's a computer in your pocket. So what I'm going to be talking about today in this podcast is to help you protect yourself, help you protect your personal data. Remember, if you protect yourself, you're also protecting your family. If you protect yourself, you're also protecting your job place. So let's look at it. I'm going to look at 10 ways to protect your personal data. Number 1, don't click that link. If you have somebody send you a link in an email, don't click on that link unless you're very sure. Because when you click on that link, that might introduce a malware to your system. According to Microsoft, phishing is still the #1 favorite method of cyber attacks. Hackers like to send you email that has a link on it. And when you click on that link, you will get a malware from there. That malware might be a virus that might destroy your files or even steal your personal information. And also, don't click that link that was sent to you through a text. You get a text, and that text has a link. Be very sure it's coming from somebody that you can trust before you click on that link. It's better you type the URL in a browser by itself rather than trying to click on that link, because when you get that link, your phone might be turned into a bot that they use your phone to send out spam and send out viruses. They might even use your phone to make phone calls. Guess what? You'll be the one paying the bill, right? Number 2, use two-factor authentication. Somebody say, what's two-factor authentication? That's 2 types of authentication. Maybe your PIN number and your smart card, your PIN number or your phone. Maybe you want to log onto a website and they will send you a code to your phone. Then you type in that code as two-factor authentication. Okay, two-factor authentication will be very helpful. It's more robust than a single authentication. You are less likely to lose personal data due to phishing attack if you're using two-factor authentication. Number 3, delete recorded conversation. Any conversation that's recorded used by a personal assistant, such as Cortana, Siri, make sure you delete them. Those things are nice. Alexa, Siri and Cortana, they're all good, but at the same time you got to be careful the way you use them. Then number 4, keep it clean. Delete all files. Some cloud program allow you to save everything online. Don't save things online. If you don't need a file, if you don't need a data, delete it, because most of the time that data might have your personal information. Number 5, be less social. That means be very careful what you post online. Minimize the amount of personal data that you put on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those online webs, also all the social media platforms. Because those information that you post there, such as your pet's name, your husband's name, your wife's name, your boyfriend's name or girlfriend's name, your mother's maiden name, information you post on those websites, such as your favorite vacation place, hackers can exploit it, because that's some of the information used for online accounts. So hackers go to social media site to see what information they can get from there, such as pet's name, children's name and stuff like that. Number 6, don't sync for sync's sake. Sometimes you visit a website and they ask you to sync everything on your computer or some files on your computer to the cloud. Be very careful what you sync to the cloud, especially personal information. Be very careful what data you store in the cloud. Number 7, disable location tracking software, location tracking app. There's some apps that track you. Those apps will, you have people that post stuff on social media, say such and such was a such and such place. You don't want that. You want to disable geotagging. That when you take a picture, it doesn't tell the people on social media where you took the picture. Be very careful. The most important thing, very careful what you share. Make sure you are not being tracked. Most apps that they have out there today, especially Android apps, most of them they track your location and information like that. Number 8, let sleeping Bluetooth lie. Do not use Bluetooth. When you are not using a Bluetooth, switch it off. Be very careful what Bluetooth device you pair your Bluetooth device to. For example, don't just pair your telephone, your phone to just any Bluetooth device. Make sure it's a trusted Bluetooth device. Number 9, encrypt stored data. If a data has to be stored on your PC, data have to be stored, make sure you encrypt it. If the data has to be stored on your hard drive, if anything like that, make sure you encrypt it. Encryption, make sure that if somebody sees those data, even they steal it or they see it, they won't be able to see what's in it. So it doesn't expose your data if you encrypt it. If you encrypt your data, it can prevent lost or stolen data from being exposed. Number 10, patch your devices. Keep your computer and mobile devices up to date by downloading updates and installing updates. For example, for your PC, make sure you get the updates. Make sure you get it from reliable sources and install the update. Make sure you install your antivirus software. For your mobile device, the same thing. Maybe you are using Android phone, maybe you're using Windows iPhone. Make sure you patch your device. Make sure you get the latest updates. Make sure you patch your tablets also. All these 10 things, if you do it, this will protect you. It will protect your personal data. Not only your personal, it will protect your family's data. It also protects you from ID theft, identity theft. It will also help protect your job, your place of work. Because if you are compromised, if somebody hack you, most likely they can hack your where you work also. Also, the password you use at work, try not to use the same password with your personal devices. Try not to use the same password for all your devices. For example, password you use on social media. Make sure the password you use for email let it be different from the password used on social media. Because if one password is compromised, then they can also hack other accounts if you're using the same credentials. Also, that's last but not the least, for those of you on social media such as Facebook, you know how sometimes they say such and such birthday is today and they specify their age. I'm not telling you to hide your age, but when you try not to put the year that you were born, you can put the month and the day. Don't put the year, because if you put the day, if you put the month and the year, hackers can use that information. For example, you go to somebody's profile on Facebook and you say they were born June 29, 1960, June 29, 1989. Well, you're actually giving the hackers your full date of birth. You should say like they were born June 29th, but not, don't give them the full birthday. Don't let the full birthday be displayed. You can do in such a way that only the day you were born and your month is displayed, but the year is not displayed. That way the hackers do not have your full date of birth. Alright friends, this is my first podcast. I'm going to be doing more. My motivation is to help you protect yourself online. Because whether you like it or not, we all use online resources. We all use social media. Social media, someone say, well, I don't use Facebook. I don't use Instagram. But use LinkedIn, right? That's social media also. So be very careful what you share online. Even though you can share information online, Facebook is good. Social media is good because you'll be able to connect with people that normally you will not be able to connect with. You'll be able to connect with people that you went to school with many years ago. You can connect to some of them on Facebook. People you worked with many years ago, people you went to church with many years ago, you can still connect to them through Facebook. But be very careful what you share on Facebook. Very careful what you share on Instagram. Very careful what you share on Twitter. Okay? All right. Have a good one. This is A.B Cole, the cybersecurity expert, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye now.